It's 4:30 a.m. From Fox 35. This is Good Day Orlando.
And right now on Good Day Orlando, protests over the Trayvon Martin verdict growing dangerous. Now we're going to tell you where a peaceful protest turned violent overnight.
Plus, a juror is speaking out about her time in the courtroom, what she says helped her make up her mind on that verdict.
And Ocoee police are now investigating a murder mystery in Ocoee. We're going to tell you what detectives have found that may give them a clue to the killer. Everybody, good morning. It is Tuesday, July 16th. I'm Ryan Elijah.
And I'm Lou Anserl. So nice to have you along on this Tuesday morning. We're going to get to all those stories in just a minute. But first, let's get a check on the forecast with Liz Horton. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning. We're waking up today similar to where we were yesterday, guys. Take a look. A few isolated coastal showers here. This one's already pushing just to the south of Daytona Beach and looks to continue on that path as we go through the next couple of minutes. Orlando, pretty dry. Not seeing too much else out there. We're looking here in the Atlantic to see what else is occurring. Not much. The reason drier air headed our way, at least for a few hours. But don't worry, it will slowly modify as we go through the afternoon. And in fact, we could see scattered showers and storms throughout the entire afternoon. Right now, we're 74 degrees over downtown Orlando. Not too much going on in the skies. You'll notice here 77 in Titusville, 79 in Melbourne, and 78 at Daytona Beach. 91 for today, partly cloudy skies. Those showers will continue to roll in just like yesterday. Be closer to the west of I-4 by the time we get to the afternoon, but pretty breezy today with gusts up to about 25 miles per hour possible. The next 7 days do feature quite a few more showers and storms and a big pattern change as we go towards the weekend. We'll talk about it all in just a bit.
Running up on people that are, there you go, the guy just jumped up on that car. Here goes another one.
We are following some breaking news right now. 13 people arrested in Los Angeles after a peaceful protest over the Trayvon Martin verdict turns violent. About 100 people split off from the group and began jumping onto cars. The LA Times reports some of the protesters broke windows, set fires, and attacked people, including a TV reporter and a cameraman.
A few people who, quite frankly, in my opinion, probably care little about Trayvon Martin. Yeah. Probably don't care very much about what happened in this trial. They're just out, frankly, to confront and, in my opinion, in some instances, to provoke the police.
Well, police say they plan to crack down on future protests there. We're keeping a very close eye on the situation there in Los Angeles, and we will have updates for you throughout the morning. 4:32 is now your time. In less than 48 hours after finding George Zimmerman not guilty, one juror is speaking out.
This was a fascinating look into the process. Juror B37 appearing on a network talk show and talked about what happened behind the scenes during deliberations. She says the first vote on the verdict was split, with 3 women voting for not guilty, 2 for manslaughter, and 1 for second-degree murder. But it was the evidence, particularly the phone call, she said, to dispatchers that helped her make up her mind. Listen to what she told CNN's Anderson Cooper last night.
I think George Zimmerman is a man whose heart was in the right place, but just got displaced by the vandalism in the neighborhoods and wanting to catch these people so badly that he went above and beyond what he really should have done. But I think his heart was in the right place. It just went terribly wrong.
And juror B37 saying she has changed her plans now about writing a book through her publicist. She said that she never wants to serve as a juror again.
Attorney General Eric Holder is set to appear at the NAACP convention right here in Orlando later today. He is expected to talk about the death of Trayvon Martin.
We are resolved, as you are, to combat violence involving or directed at young people, to prevent future tragedies, and to deal with the underlying attitudes, mistaken beliefs, and stereotypes. Justice must be done.
This comes as the NAACP is calling on the Department of Justice to file a civil rights lawsuit against George Zimmerman for the death of Trayvon Martin. The Attorney General is expected to take the stage today at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We will have a complete wrap-up of his statements tonight on Fox 35 News starting at 5 o'clock.
State Prosecutor Angela Corey now speaking out about the not guilty verdict. She defended the second-degree murder charges brought against Zimmerman, saying she felt it was appropriate. Although disappointed with the verdict, she says that she is at peace with the juror's decision.
Justice was served in the sense that George Zimmerman had his due process and had his day in court, and we represented Trayvon Martin and gave him his day in court. To fault the jury for their deliberations or their decision is not how our system is designed. We have to accept the jury's verdict even though we respectfully disagree with it.
And stay with Fox 35 for the latest over the George Zimmerman not guilty verdict, along with the Department of Justice investigation into the death of Trayvon Martin. We'll have the latest developments tonight and, of course, on myfoxorlando.com.
And new developments this morning in the murder of an Ocoee woman found dead yesterday. Police tell Fox 35 News they have found 2 cars that were stolen from the victim's home. This is a photo of the murder victim. It is 52-year-old Rosemary Pate. Police went inside her Ocoee home on Monday to check on her after her family had not heard from her in a while. Detectives will not say where they found her body or how she died. Pate's niece tells Fox 35 that her aunt was a manager at Lockheed who did a lot to support her nieces and nephews.
Rosemary was a person that was very involved in her community in bettering children, bettering the living conditions of many.
Ocoee and Orlando detectives are now working this case together as part of a joint homicide investigation. And also this morning, a Longwood couple is behind bars for nearly shaking an infant to death. Seminole County deputies say Jessica Heath and Joshua Stewart were the child's caretakers. Stewart is now accused of shaking that baby after it would not stop being fussy. He is being charged with aggravated child abuse, but those could be upgraded to homicide if that baby does not make it. Heath is charged with child neglect.
In the day ahead, a Jacksonville man accused of kidnapping a girl from a Walmart store and then killing her is expected to enter a plea today. Donald Smith charged with first-degree murder and kidnapping, as well as sexual battery in the death of 8-year-old Cherish Periwinkle. Investigators say Smith lured Cherish and her family to a Walmart store, offering them a $100 shopping spree. When Smith offered to buy food, then investigators say he took little Cherish with him and left. Her body was found the next day. Medical reports show she was strangled to death. And Sanford's Riverwalk about to get a lot bigger as today crews will break ground on the second phase of that project. The city is still working on financing the final phase of the $4.6 million project, which is going to eventually connect the Riverwalk all the way to I-4. And the Major League All-Star game tonight at Citi Field in New York. It's Matt Harvey that's going to start for the National League with Detroit Tigers. Max Scherzer was going to open for the American League. You can catch the game right here on Fox 35. Coverage begins at 7:30 tonight.
Should be a good one. All right. Well, disgraced former Chicago Mayor Rod Blagojevich is in prison, convicted of corruption.
Haven't heard from him for a while, but coming up, the paperwork just filed now on his behalf that could get him back on the streets. We'll tell you about that.
And more on the amazing rescue story. Did you hear this? A boy trapped under a mountain of sand. Why some say it's a miracle he survived. 4:38 is now your time. You're watching Good Day Orlando.
This morning, I-4 at Kaylee, we've got 74 degrees. Traffic moving good. Then we'll continue to check in. Of course, it's good.
4:40 is now your time. Let's get you caught up on our day's top stories. Disgraced former Chicago Mayor Rod Blagojevich appealing his conviction on those corruption charges.
Yeah, an attorney filing this appeal last night, just hours before the midnight deadline. Of course, Blagojevich was convicted more than 2 years ago now for trying to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat, among other things. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison. So far, he's only served 16 months of that term.
And convicted killer Jodi Arias will be back in court today. Her attorneys want the judge to throw out a decision that allows jurors to consider the death penalty. Arias was found guilty in May of stabbing and shooting her boyfriend back in 2008, but jurors could not agree on if she should get life in prison or the death penalty. The judge declared a mistrial in the penalty phase of this case. A new jury will be called to make that decision.
And medical officials, they are calling it a miracle that a 6-year-old boy survived after being buried under 11 feet of sand It took 3 hours to dig out little Nathan Wosner out of this sand dune. Crews say that he was cold to the touch when they pulled him out, but a jolt on the way to the ambulance may have shocked him back to life. Wosner remains in critical condition at a Chicago hospital.
Unbelievable.
It is unreal.
Well, former CIA Director David Petraeus taking a huge pay cut. Get this. He's going to teach a seminar at City University, that's in New York, for just $1 in the next academic year. That's much less, of course, than $200,000 that Gawker.com reported he was getting paid. To compare, most full-time faculty members there are paid a salary of just under $90,000. No word on why he's doing that.
Yeah, there's got to be something behind it, for sure.
I think so too.
You don't have much taxes to pay off that, that's for sure.
Right? What, 10 cents?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is a very interesting story. For guys who are stressed out, there's new research out there that has a solution.
Yeah, we need a solution. Coming up, we're going to tell you what scientists will help take the edge off, at least what they say will. Much more ahead. 4:42, it is a Tuesday morning. You're watching Good Day Orlando.
Let's escape into the music. DJ, let it play.